Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Irish Column for Sunday, the 23rd of March, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. We'll be joined later by Anthony Casey and Martin and Orla, I think. If not, sure, I'll just do it on my own, but I'm sure they'll be all on now shortly. Excuse me. But what a week. What a couple of days we've had. We had the Loyalists and the Catholics and Protestants marched up in Belfast today. I didn't see very much of it, but I'll pull up a few videos later and we'll have a chat and we'll see what went on. But there was counter protests against them. We had all the NGOs and the usual bullshit artists like coming out and in protest for it. I heard it was called off, but apparently it wasn't. It went ahead. But we've a good few videos to go through now today, or this evening, to be honest with you. But we had Black Paddy as well yesterday talking to the lads in town, apologising for what he said about Ireland being overrun and being taken over. But what we'll do is I'm going to run with this. I'm going to go with this one first, the Belfast Patriots. Or the Belfast Patriots aren't welcome. This is the one that came out today from the other side. So waiting to see the flags here and the bullshit going on here. We'll play this and come back.
Fantastic champion, Conway. Excuse me. Our main speaker is Jerry Carroll from Fitzsimons.
Thank you very much. I want to begin by thanking United Against Racism for organising this protest. I want to thank Orla, who works full time but does a lot of her weekly hours a day to build an anti-racist movement in the city with everybody here. So we're pretty who you are. And you know what? When they put it through the graphic, you don't know what they're going to get. If football team numbers over there, we have thousands of people, and this is a true, genuine, and true and coming today, they don't focus on the fact that there may be a tricolour and a Union Jack there that's come out across the community. This is the most cross-community movement we've done.
Well, that was Belfast. Good evening, Orla. How are you?
Hi, Paul. How are you?
You're good, yeah. The lads are on a Zoom call. They told me they sent me a text there a while ago. They're on a Zoom call.
So they're coming on later on?
They'll be on at 9:30. Do you want to bring a few people on from Ireland First as well to have a chat? So should be a good show. But that's what happened in Belfast today. Did you see every coloured flag except an Irish flag in opposition?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't see anything about it today.
I didn't watch much of it. I didn't get involved in it. I don't want to be involved in it. So that's why I'm not going to really report on it. I just said I'd report on this because this was the thousands that they had out against them. And the story yesterday was that the SDLP, that all them flags were there, they were worried for their safety. Obviously, they were expecting a lot more Patriots and Protestants and Catholics to go up, you know what I mean? But I don't think that happened. There was a good few there, but listen. Good evening, classy lady Orla, Michael John Dennis. How are you, Michael?
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, people, like, subscribe, and share, folks. That's what we do, yeah. And we also have the channel as well, the Irish Column channel as well on YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, and share to that as well. And we also have a Rumble channel, just in case they block us on all the others. So, well, you can't really block us because we have an independent server here. So if you can't get it on any of the others, you will get it on, there you go. There's where you get it. The Irish, www.theirishchannel.com/live. That's if everything else goes down. You have to go there. You can go there. It's our own server. We have it all boxed off, the whole lot. But I'll just go through a few comments there. Hello, Michael John. Rapunzel again. Yeah, that's you. I'm going to start doing. My hair's all over the place. Look, and you know what?
I didn't. I don't have the flat today.
But you know what a mate of mine tells me all the time? Do you remember your man out of EastEnders years ago, Terry? I think it was Tiffany's dad. Do you remember him? Keep slagging me that's how I look like with the hair.
Yes. I know who they're talking about now. Yes.
Yeah. The lad give me load to stick. Once more,
Hi,
Gadina.
Liz.
Yeah. Good evening, Paul, Orla,
Hi,
and
John.
all. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Selena.
Like, subscribe, and bum. Does anyone know to buy a back door? Know where to buy a back door? No. Okay, that's a bit weird. Was listening to Kylie Minogue earlier. Massive Kylie fan. Kylie is my fantasy. You know the way you have one fantasy? Kylie is my fantasy. She always has been. And the kids are looking at me going, who's she? Who's she? I said, she was hot, man. She still is hot. And she's the same age as me and all. So, hey, listen, you never know. She comes to Ireland at all, she might hear about me. I should be so lucky. What?
Yes, Paul. Yeah.
Will Tom McDonnell be on tonight? I don't know. I'll text Anthony now to find out. Yeah,
Well, he's one of the Ireland first, isn't he? So
yeah, I'd like Tom to come on. I like Tom. Tom comes on and Tom speaks an awful lot of truth, and he's a true patriot. So yeah. Michael John Dennis. So you said, okay, I don't know what that is, but evening, Frankie. Hope you're good, brother. Heading towards a civil war. Leon, how are you, Leon? How's things, brother? Haven't seen you in a long time. But I heard is there a thing up there tomorrow night in Coolock at 5 o'clock? I think I read something about it. I might see you up there tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. We've the court case now tomorrow. The court case is on tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So if anyone could win and help out and show your support for the people who are for the plaintiffs, please do that. Thank you. So, Leon, what else did you put in there, Leon? What have we got there? As in PSNI officers, people are not happy. Well, Leon, you were there. You were there in Coolock last year. You seen my dad getting pepper sprayed. You got pepper sprayed. I got pepper sprayed. We all seen how these work. You know what I mean? And I have a video there I'm going to show in a while as well. It's about 5 minutes, but it shows you the full extent of Newtown Mount Kennedy. You know what I mean? I am Eddie. I will go live later. Okay, I am Eddie. Okay. Well, let us know when you're going live. We could drop in later on. Once it's after this show now, don't be taking people away from this show. we have Herman and his mate over there now doing their one. You know what I mean? And listen, he knows well we start at 9 o'clock here. Like, you know what I mean? He knows we do that. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, you have a handful over there now. We have double what he has now already, and we're only on 7 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, fair play. But what have we got there? Kylie got better with age. She did. I tell you, I think I've been told about her aging myself, aging well. So hey, good stuff, Frankie.
Jesus, Paul, you do one show by yourself and you've just lost the run of yourself.
Come here, I used to do this by myself all the time before anyone came along. You know what I mean? Kylie got better with age. What was this? I love seeing the left panic over McGregor. Yeah. And this Garen Noon thing, I'm not buying this for a minute. I'm really not. He took down all the social media platforms. He took down this. He took down that. He's an RTE shield, that fellow. I'm telling you now. You can bet your arse he'll be back on
something a little bit. I don't know. The timing as well is a little bit suspicious.
Yeah. Come on. This is to take the eye off McGregor. That's all this is. I'm not buying it for a minute. And I'm usually wide. You know what I mean? Hang on, what's Frankie saying? I'm not a Scooby-Doo, Paul. It's all good. I'm not a Scooby-Doo, Paul. Okay, Frankie. Scooby-Doo must mean Jew. Okay, well, listen. I really don't care what anyone is, to be honest with you. If you're listening, you're listening. Enjoy the show. Great that Sky News Australia have covered our current immigration woes. Yes, and I think it's a bit long. Have you not seen it? Have you seen that video, the Sky News?
No.
I think I'll pull it down before the end of the show. Yeah.
As I said, brilliant. Paul, there's so much that it's just so hard to keep track of everything.
There, steady Eddie there. No conflicts here, Paul. This is true networking. It is true networking. And I'm glad everyone is tuning in here because I love doing it. Orla loves doing it. And we love you listening to us because, listen, we go to protests. It's brilliant when you go to the protests, isn't it? And people are shaking their hand. Oh, you're off the column. And I remember you from this. I seen you on YouTube. And it's just great. Like, you know what I mean?
I know. They're all going hi, Paul. And then I'm getting hi, Rapunzel.
Yeah, Rapunzel. Yeah. Paul's dad is definitely his dad. yeah, he is. Yeah. I'm a ringer for him, haven't I? See, that happens to me
Yeah.
every morning. I get up and I wash my face in the mirror, I brush my teeth. I go, Jesus, Dad, what are you doing here? Like, you know what I mean? I'm really like me dad, yeah. But I'm also like my ma as well. You know what I mean? I am now. You know, people say I look like my ma, but I'm more like me dad. On it.
You sound like you're going to break out in song. What was that? What was that band called? Oh my god. Oh my god. What was the band? They're always dressed in denim. The girl band.
I smell a who? What girl band?
Oh. And one of the
Spice
things in
Girls.
it is I look like my dad.
Oh, I look like me dad. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bewitched.
yeah. That's what you sound like. I just can't think
Shane
somebody.
Pink's sister.
Yeah. Shane Lynch's sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god, I
remember
can't think of their
growing up
name.
there.
Somebody think of
Bewitched.
that. Somebody put up their name.
Bewitched.
Bewitched. That's it. Bewitched.
Yeah, I know who they are. The Lynches, Kerry, and what was the other one? Aoife or Quiva or whatever her name is. The twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shawnee K. He's a good lad, Garen. Can't be easy in the eye of the storm. I get that he's a good lad in the whole lot, but no. He wasn't taken down from anywhere. You have to understand this. He took all of this down himself until this all blows over. That's exactly what he done. He wasn't cancelled. He got a few. Listen, welcome to our world, Karen. You know what I mean? We've been getting this for the last 3 years. Cop on to you know, come on, a little bit of criticism. And then we had Black Paddy yesterday talking to the lads, Paul and Tinker. And he apologized and he said he spoke about the migration too. So you can bet your arse he'll be blacklisted as well. Very coincidental, he just happened to be walking by there yesterday doing a video as the lads were doing a live. You know what I mean? I'm not buying that either. You know? You're like a fine wine, Fitzy. You get better with age. Some ledge. Thanks, mate.
Good man, Mickey.
Sky News Australia is mustard. Yeah. Filmy crack. Here we go. Good show Herman is doing there. You tell him on it. Tell him about Herman's I'm not putting that up there. No. And Phil, we know who you are there now, Phil. So can you see them? You can't see them, Orla. I'm not putting them up. So yeah, I'll show you later. You'll do nothing, Emmanuel. I love this guy. I really do. Yeah. And then we had Philip. We had Philip over there yesterday in
Philip Dwyer.
Yesterday, Phil Dwyer in the Black Forge. Yeah. So I'm hoping he can see. You know what I mean? Big thanks, Paul and Orla. Blessed be. Thank you, Eddie. Fair play to you.
Hi, Eddie.
Herman doing X spaces with a tranny. What a langer. Listen. I'm going to be honest with you, everyone that's in here listening now, and we're up to nearly 400 already, fair play. I spoke last year. I told Herman about this. I rang him because a lot of the nationalists rang me. Listen, contrary to what people might think, I'm trusted by a lot of people. I'm part of most of the Says No groups, and I get on great with everybody. I was getting calls off people in Kerry, in Cork, in Mayo, asking me, what's the story with Herman? Like, you know what I mean? They used to come on the show. They used to come on Herman's thing. And once Ciara Connolly started coming onto it, it was a no-no. And they're ringing me, saying it to me. And I rang him. I said, Herman, you're going to lose an awful lot of support over this. Would he listen? No, he wouldn't. Then he did listen for a couple of weeks. And then we all left. And boom, he's back to square one now again. Let me just see exactly how many he has on there now at the minute. Let's just check there. I don't know. They have a few on there. They have 154. Oh, yeah. Lovely. They have 154. Yeah. Fair play to them. Deadly. But God knows what shite they're talking about, like the week that was. You know, you're right, Paul. Thank you very much. Rapunzel only applies when you have the plate in, Orla. Yeah.
The plate in, yeah, I know.
Mousy just got a job there, Davina. You should go visit him. Is it Mousy? Yeah. Hardy is better looking. Dahi knows that's me dad. He knows me dad. He's a good looking man, my dad. I hope I age as well as him. You know what I mean? Bewitched. Yeah. Paddy McCracken or whatever. Yeah. Bewitched. Hang on there. Yes, there's something funny with him. It's set up. Everyone in a frenzy about Garen. If anything is making him more popular, something like distraction going on. That's exactly what I said, and I called it during the week.
But he never spoke out about anything beforehand. Like, he's literally never spoken out about anything. And then all of a sudden, yeah, so I don't know.
But hang on. What exactly did he say?
Feck all.
Let's be honest about it. He said feck all. Like, he turned around and said, listen, there is a migration problem. People know that, blah, 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 blah. He never said anything untoward or anything like that.
I know.
And the lefties jumped on it. You know, get a
Mm.
grip. You know what I mean? Get a grip. Hey, Catwoman. Jesus, these are flying in.
I don't have Angel. I don't know where she is.
Where's that battle axe Rosie O'Donnell hiding? Val Martin is going mad looking for her. Well, now I heard today, that her residency has been cancelled, that she hasn't been given residency here, and she has to leave within 30 days. Now, I don't know how true that is. There was a thing posted on TikTok today, or one of them. Well, hey, listen, Conor McGregor's new band, the Drim the Cum Buckets. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I probably shouldn't have put that up. Conor McGregor, yeah, no.
And you put it back up again.
Yeah, when I was in Tesco, I always shamelessly plugged Ireland in Eurovision. Yeah, since Herman Monster photo with Greta Thunberg.
Mm.
Okay, listen, this Greta Thunberg one, let's be honest about it. He was in the European Parliament. It was years ago. She came in, he got a picture. Get over it. A picture's a picture. You know what I mean? The same way as they were posting up shit about him saying, oh, he was with some Farage. He was this. He's in pictures with Farage. He was Farage's press officer.
Yeah,
he works going to be in pictures. Yeah. Like, you know, if you're going to come out with something better than that. Like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, that's like me, like them saying to me, oh, you're in pictures with Anthony Casey. Sure, me and Anthony are friends. Me and Anthony are in the same party, you know? So, you know, it's just, I told Herman about a year ago. Thank you very much, Catherine. I told him exactly the same thing. I got a phone call off somebody in Kerry, and who Ciara Connolly had actually done stuff on. And what happens here is Ciara Connolly copies and pastes all the stuff, copies the recordings from the different spaces, and then throws them up. Who does that? Like, who actually does that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. I wouldn't give a shit. Who puts up what? You know what I mean? I don't care. Let alone go in and take all the stuff down and go through all the hassle of doing that. Get a grip, like, you know what I mean? Good evening, boss. Good evening. Hello. Okay. Have I got that Rosie O'Donnell one in there? Hang on, just let me see. I might have put her in there. I'll play it now in a minute if I haven't. But I'm actually going to play another video. I'm going to play the Git. Oh, did you see? Have you seen the video of this black dude shitting in Facebook's lobby? Have you seen this?
I didn't even watch it. I thought.
Well, I'm going to show it now. I'm going to let people see this now. I'm going to let people see this now because this is disgusting. This is in the Facebook building in Grand Canal Dock. In the middle, this is only an hour or two ago. And I'm going to play it here and you can watch it, people. And yeah.
Chamo.
Okay, you get the gist of it. I'm not going to play it.
I didn't even watch it, Paul. I'm not. I have the gist of it. I don't need to see it.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting. And this is what we're letting into this country.
Yeah.
There was a video put out yesterday as well, or yesterday by a girl, Chloe. She's an influencer. And she was
Yes, I sent the information on to you earlier on. Yeah.
It's 15 minutes long. I'm not. It's way too long to play. But I'm sure. Listen, it's got something.
I sent you on the photograph. Put up the photograph, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, there's the photograph there. I'll just present that. Bear with me. Now, there is the young girl there. That's Chloe there.
That's her in the lift with your man, and he's got a belt in his hand.
He took his belt off.
Yeah.
The gist of the video is she is so safe. I think she's from Limerick, the girl. She's always so safe. She was staying with her mother in the hotel. She was in a pub across the road from the hotel. The hotel was only 50 yards from where she was in the pub. The pub wasn't even closed yet. You know what I mean? And they left early. Her and her two friends.
Yes.
She put the lad into the taxi first. He was sent off in the taxi. Then she put her other friend in the taxi. And her friend said, I'll wait before I get in. You go on over to your door.
Yeah.
And she walked over to the door. And she walked in the door. Her friend got in the taxi and drove off. But what happened was when she got through the door, she said she felt someone coming in behind her. And when she looked, he had slid in. He didn't push her out of that. He slid in behind her, and he was behind her. So there was nobody in the reception. She said she walked to the lift, and she didn't know what to do, the child. You know what I mean? I think she's only about 22, 23. I can just imagine my daughter being in the same situation, and it would be horrific. So next thing, he got in the lift. She wouldn't press the button where she was going, and she says to him, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Oh, anywhere, anywhere, anywhere." And then she pressed the button in her lift, and it opened the whole floor. She walked out, and he followed her out of the lift. And she walked down, and she knocked on her door. I'd say if she had had the key card in her hand.
Well, that's why she didn't.
Yeah. Well, she was letting them know she had somebody in there, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So her mother was in there. She opened the door. He walked past and walked down around the corner. Then he walked back past her. Listen, it must have been horrific for the child. But there was no security on in the hotel.
No.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've stayed in umpteen hotels. And at night, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you cannot get into that hotel unless you have a key card and you give them your room number. Now, I understand.
Well, there's normally night porters on. I worked in a hotel for years, and there's normally night staff on. So whether I don't know, whether they were out getting something to eat or whether they're gone to the toilet or whatever, but normally there is night staff on.
I'm going to zoom into this
ended.
here.
Look, you can see the belt there. That could have ended
That's his
so
belt.
badly.
He took his belt and he had his belt in his hand.
Yeah.
You know, that's wow.
Yeah. She's very lucky that nothing happened.
See by her, she's shook, you know. But yeah. So that's hang on, I just go through some of these. Jesus, I'm I'm Ireland winning the football. Actually, it's 1-1. Oh yeah, okay. Who scored? I hope the big uncle scored. But
like I did a post earlier on, and I just said again, there is no description given of that man. Nobody knows who he is. And as I said, I don't care what nationality he is. It doesn't matter. Like an e-fit and a description should be given of that man. He is obviously a danger. And how is anyone supposed to know who he is if no description is given? Like years ago,
you have to have a picture of him. She has a picture of him there.
You can give everything over to the guards, but why haven't they released anything?
Listen, I don't know.
Is it because he's foreign?
Another psyop. Yeah, I think it is another psyop, to be honest with you, lads. I really do. I love you all with almighty love. My peace I give to you. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Davina, please don't cook for the baby. Davina, I hope you haven't burned pots tonight, have you? Usually she burns the pots because she's on this. Oh my God. Yeah, it's all over social media. As I said, dirty fucker with his big... that black fella, sorry. Okay, I thought you were talking about... Yeah. But Davina, that's brilliant. Why not? Yeah. My son's told I want Irish ethnic grandbabies, not category plan babies. I want them to look like me. Yeah. My dad wants them to look like him as well. So yeah, I want the same. Steady Eddie, let's face it, with or without night staff, we have to face the harsh reality that we are always only a moment away from danger. But we shouldn't be. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be. Our kids should be. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. My daughter's making a confirmation on Friday. She wants to go shopping with her friends on Saturday or Sunday. And I'm going to be worried sick about that. I know she don't shopping centre or whatever, but if she decides to go into town or something, no. Unless I'm around with her. Unless I'm around town with her, she will not be going into town with her friends. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry.
I know.
Charles said she blurred. Charles said she blurred his face because she didn't want to make it about race. There you go. So obviously he wasn't Irish.
No, he must have been, but you knew by the very beginning of the video, the way she was talking about it, that you kind of had a feeling that he wasn't Irish, and he's quite pale skin. So, I mean, it's hard to know.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he's obviously a predator, and his e-fit and description should be released, because what if he attacks a woman or a young girl, you know?
Okay, native Irish there. My pal has proof of a certain ex-Dublin City Councillor and ex-Lord Mayor taking backhanders from friends, etc. to acquire housing. It will be coming out very soon. Nice one. Fair play to you. And I hope you do bring it out. I hope everyone does. You know what I mean? Jesus, lads, we're flying it here. I better just put up the banner there. We're up to 500 nearly there. But yeah, share it out everywhere, people, if you can. And There you go. If you see the 500 already, people, fair play to you. And as I said, you can get us on the WhatsApp number. I got a couple of things in earlier. You can get us on the WhatsApp number there, 089 203 1521. If you want to come on, send me a text there now. I'll have a quick chat with you, and you can come on and have a chat with us if you want. If you have something to say, if you have something to tell us about or whatever, I can give you 5 minutes. Come on, do what you want to do. You can get us there as well live on. You can get us on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony Casey, at Rugamorph, Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. And if you want to buy us a coffee, please do. Thanks very much. Every little helps. That's it. As I said, we're up to 500. So, Jesus, these comments, it's very hard to keep up with the comments.
Yeah, I know.
But meanwhile, white Western lads are being portrayed as toxically masculine. Seeing as though you said that now, I'm going to just play this one now. Toxic masculinity. Did I pull it down? No, I didn't. I'll pull it down now in a minute. I'm just going to pull down Rosie. Oh, that's too big, Rosie O'Donnell. Okay, well, let's just play Rosie O'Donnell then. Let's just play the toxic masculinity. Yeah, have it there. I'll pull that down there now, the toxic masculinity, and we play that in a minute. But yeah, I'll read a few more days before that comes up. Senior civil servants are ultimately responsible for all these situations as they hold the real power in government. Yeah, I agree. Why are people giving up on their rights to health and safety? You're entitled to go out and should feel secure at hotel entrance. Yes. But what happens here is, if young girls get raped or anything like that, the onus is put on the young girls. They have to stand up in court. And you wore a mini skirt. Oh, God. Child should be allowed wear whatever they want.
Yeah,
I don't care. That's bullshit. And Gavin has spoke about this. I've often been at things with Gavin, and Gavin has spoke about it, that girls should be allowed to wear what they want. You know what I mean? Every girl is, they all want to look beautiful. They all want to be, It was not Conor McGregor, Enoch Burke, or Garen Newman following her in the lift. Exactly, Fionnuala. Fair play to you. Good point.
Yeah, fair play.
Michael, they would you only use them on the Irish already pepper spraying and battering us. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, it's true. Rosie O'Donnell is a waste of space. She is. Rosie O'Donnell needs a stick, a cake. Oh, yeah. The hotel said they thought it was her fella. Well, then they should have come out and come on, you know what I mean? There should be someone there checking.
She said that in the video because the two of them came in at the same time, or he was just behind her, and they thought it was her boyfriend. And she said, "It's not my boyfriend. He's wherever he is, in Limerick or wherever." And they didn't know. But if somebody had been on reception or somebody had been around the foyer, she could have alerted them. You know what I mean? That something was going on, but there was nobody around. Anything could have happened to her in that lift, or when they got on to the next floor. She was very lucky nothing happened.
I'm going to play this toxic masculinity one. This is John McGurk and thing talking about it. We'll come back.
I just think it's garbage. I think that there's always been, there's bad guys out there, and that's all true. But the idea that toxic masculinity is on the rise, I mean, I think masculinity is on the decline. So, and the idea that there's that toxic masculinity, I used to say this a lot on the podcast and I haven't said it in a while. Tell me you've done no real thinking about something without telling me you've done no real thinking. It's when you spout out garbage like this about toxic masculinity and whatever. With all due respect, it's never been better time to be a woman. Of course there are problems and there are different issues, whatever. That's always going to be the case. But the idea that this is kind of growing, of course there's groups of people, misogynistic men on the internet who talk to each other. I'm sure there's loads of really anti-men women as well. But I just think, and not to, again, harbor or reiterate the point that I make all the time or whatever, but the same person who's lecturing us about the rise in toxic masculinity will be calling us names next week because we don't want cock and balls in the changing room with our young daughter. So spare me. Do you know what I mean? It's such garbage. It's woke posturing. It's virtue signaling. It's playing to the gallery of other people that you think, and it's absolute lack of courage to say most men are decent. There's bad guys out there. There's bad women out there too. You know, like, that's it. Like, Conor McGregor today, like, there's 150, you know, it's like, it's Conor McGregor, Conor McGregor, Conor McGregor, Conor McGregor. But for every Conor McGregor, there's 200 or 1,000, 10,000 guys out there who listen to this podcast or who don't listen to this podcast, who go to work every day and who pay their taxes and they bring up their kids and they do whatever. And they're just normal guys, whatever. Toxic masculinity. Give me a break. What about toxic performance art by politicians who haven't got if they had a new, fresh idea in their head, it would die of loneliness. So they just spout out this fucking garbage.
Yeah. It's all bullshit. It's all virtue signaling. That's what it is. It's bullshit. You know? It's bullshit. Hang on, what's Aisling saying, or Liz Pepper saying? Same shite when Aisling Murphy was murdered and then turned out it was an asylum seeker. Exactly. Toxic masculinity again. Yeah. But this is what they do. They blame the likes of us, white Irish men, that it's all our fault, that we've done this. We've brought this on ourselves. And we haven't. It's politicians in the Dáil that are bringing this shit up. You know what I mean? They're talking about male, stale and pale. We have white privilege. What privilege have I got that a black man has got in this country?
Yeah, I know.
A black man has more privilege than me at this moment in time, and a Muslim man and a man from another country has more privilege than I have in my own country.
Yeah.
That has to stop. That has to stop. And I hope with Ireland Force now, this will fucking stop. Excuse me, friends. That's a forced course. Shit. Sorry about that. I'm trying my best not to course tonight. My dad going,
like, your father watching.
An immediate return. My dad always watches. An immediate return to traditional moral values is the only solution. Yes, exactly.
Showing a bit of respect. As simple as that. Yeah. And that is severely lacking these days.
If I have to dress up in a kit like Harley Quinn as time goes by, I'll do it. Nobody's taking my boys. Yeah, you're right. Andrew Tate, there is a rise in that. I disagree. Older males could do real stuff, knock a nail, woodwork, fix things and screw light bulbs. The new males are far worse and psycho from my... I'm going to be honest with you. Young fellas nowadays don't know their life. They're on their phones day and night. Girls are the same, don't get me wrong. But I know young fellas now. When I was a teenager or 20 years of age, I could fit a light bulb. I could change a plug. I could you know, I could help with sewerage. I could build a wall. You know, I could do all of these things because my dad taught me these things. You know what I mean? Like, I used to stand there with my dad. That doesn't happen anymore now. Kids go and play a bit of football and then they're back in the house. They're on the video games or they're just sitting around doing jack shit. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as toxic masculinity in this country. I really, no. I'm lighting up here, Paul. Fair play to you, Trish. Paul, we will be bringing out the truth about Sinn Féin corruption and their councillor as soon as we have all the facts together. We will tick all the boxes. But she did retire out of the blue. I think I know who you're talking about. Listen, if you want to come on the show and talk about it, you're more than welcome. Let me know. The number's there. You have the number there, 089-203-1526. But there must be something in the water. There's definitely something in the water. The water is toxic. Trust me, lads. The fluoride in the water is what's taking away men's masculinity. I'm telling you now. Shane James spoke about it last week. DIY. Exactly. Nobody does DIY anymore. Like, I worked with guys, right, for years in Xerox, right? They couldn't even change a light bulb. They couldn't rewire a plug. Come on, lads. You know what I mean? That's 101. That's part of being a grown-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
All beta. What's this now? In my 30 years in South Margarita, I've seen our society degenerate and disintegrate since my teens in the 80s. I'm the same, Michael John, yeah. I'm 56, so I was a teenager in the 80s as well. Was I? Yeah, I was, yeah. Yeah.
Now, was that the 1980s?
Then I'm not going to course. I'm not going to course. 1780s. I told you, I'm the Highlander. Wasn't that what we had last week? Yeah, Fitzsimons. It's feminines also. Many women believe they don't need men. It's because men built the world around them. It's true. It's true. A lot of women now with our... I'm not saying you, Orla, because you and Jer's a good guy. You know what I mean? Jer can change a light bulb, I'm sure. You know what I mean? But
So can I.
toxic. Yeah, well, there you go. Toxic masculinity coming out of Harris et al. They want to buy jets and e-jets. Yeah, you can as well. I'm gonna be honest. I have a niece, right? Kasia, right? Kasia, she's 30. She's 33 or 34. Kasia would go out and dig the back garden. Like she'd fill a skip. You know, she fixes taps. She fixes electric. Like she does everything herself. She's independent because that's just the way she is. You know what I mean? And you know, that's it, Paul. Yeah. Okay. Well done, everyone. Great show for the deaf. Okay. Fair enough. Can you hear me shouting or something? All by design. Yeah. Davina O'Connor. I hate renting because I can't put up strong doors for my protection. Crappy doors with windows. Yeah. Yeah. But something in the water. You don't know the half of it. Oh, I do know the half of it. Trust me. They're earning that to score another one. That's grand. 4-2. Lovely jubbly. But I do know the half of it, Davina. I do. Or sorry, I forgot my name. Yeah, I do know the half of it. But listen, we'll do something on it in the next couple of weeks. We'll do it on one of the midweek shows. Davina, need to find a MacGyver type for a bit to wire up. Yeah, I'm a MacGyver type. Like I'm sitting in a extension here. It's wooden. I built it all myself. Built it all. My brother helped me do the floor. We put a 14-foot slab of concrete in here and built everything up from scratch. And this is where I sit now. I've a telly there. I've all my stuff here. I've the I've the studio here. That was all done by me. You know what I mean? Nobody helped me do it. You know what I mean? My brother helped me with the roof. Okay, that was it. But nobody else did. You know what I mean? Flame Chef. I'm 60 years of age and grew up with 5 boys. We learned DIY. So did we. You know, I knew everything. Like I helped build all the extensions in the house. And like I remember when I was a young fella, right? We'd be digging out foundations. And in the rain and everything, you'd see me marching across the ring. The lads used to slag me, like you'd see me in a duffel coat going across the ring to get rid of the muck around the backers, like, you know what I mean? There'll be mountains of muck around the backers, you know what I mean? And that's what I used to do, you know? What's this here now? TikTok, what's this? TikTok fans. TikTok OnlyFans porn, but the new men can't do the real stuff, DIY, none of it. They can't do anything. No, they can't. It is. It's ridiculous. Phones. What's this? Phones should be taken off them when they enter work. I work in construction. The young fellas have zero respect for tradesmen and spent most of their time on the phone. Listen. I've seen it. I think Corky put up a video last week of, Corky. Corky put up a video last week of he's building an extension out the back, a shed for him and the thing, and his daughter was helping him. And she's there on the phone. He took the picture and she's on the phone. And I text back, oh, typical Irish labourer on the phone. And he texts me back, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Ginty, Mar. How are you, Ginty? St. Donna's Road was nuts in the 80s and the 70s. I know, Ginty. I was there. I was there in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. But it was a good place. You could leave your door open, Ginty, the same as you could in your own estate. You know what I mean? We could leave our doors open and we knew who everybody was. Like, as I said on the show before, we used to leave at 9 o'clock in the morning from the house. We'd be down on Sutton Beach. We'd be on the golf course. We'd be swimming in the lake. You'd bring sandwiches or you'd bring £2 with you and that'd get the 5 of us chips. You know what I mean? That's all gone now because kids aren't safe anymore because we don't know who these predators are. You know what I mean? It's brutal, like, you know what I mean?
I know, shocking.
Yeah. Hang on, right. I played the toxic masculinity one. Oh, the Rosie one. Yeah, I have to play Rosie here, don't I? Just bear with me there and I'll grab Rosie. This is Rosie O'Donnell on... Boom, boom, boom. Where are we? Rosie O'Donnell. My mouse isn't working properly. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'll just pull this back. Okay, just let me pull this up. This is Rosie O'Donnell. Your house is constantly broken. Yeah. I'll just get through a few more of these. Paul, real men are a rarity in my generation and onwards. Yeah, I don't know how old you are, but listen, I'm a real man.
But as I said before, it's lack of respect.
The council will have you annoyed for it. Ginty, that was 40 years ago nearly. I was only about 14 or 15 when I used to do that, you know. But there's literally microplastics in everything. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Everyone I spoke to in the last few days has at least a spoonful of microplastic in their brains, and myself included. It's basically the new asbestos.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The young lads now are only on dating apps, and porn and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's all they're doing. If you can use a measuring tape and a level and common sense, you will go a long way. Yeah, it's true. I'll have to McIver stuff myself where I am. Well, Davina, what's this? Phone prison control. That's exactly what it is there, Ginty. You're right. Right, I'm gonna play this this Rosie. Oh, I hate her. I really do. My mouse
I
isn't
know.
working for some reason. Yeah, I hate this I really hate this Rosie O'Donnell. I do. She's why is my mouse not working here? Oh yeah, no, I have it. Yeah, we'll play this.
RT says it all.
Yeah, there he is in all his glory.
How does it feel watching that?
Very, very surreal, I have to tell you. He's been doing it for 2 decades, and I'm still not used to it every time he does. But, you know, I felt very troubled that they put the Taoiseach in that position and didn't treat him with the respect that a leader of that kind deserves when they're visiting the White House. And I wrote the Taoiseach with a little note, apology to his email, and got a note back that they had received it and thanked me. But I just wanted him to know the history and what happened and why he seems to be out to get me in ways that are startling to most.
You stuck out the last Trump presidency.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about this one for you that made you realize you're out?
Well, right away was the problem with Project 2025, which the Heritage Foundation put out. And it detailed what they wanted to do. And I felt that anyone who read that would not be able to sleep as an American.
What type of stuff was in that?
Well, gutting all of the social programs, as he has been doing. Just the other day, he disbanded the Department of Education. And I have a child who has autism, and that child will be denied services, and many, many autistic children, because the funding for these programs for special needs children comes from the federal government as well as the states. And it's going to be disastrous for children on the spectrum. And that was terrifying. But the biggest reason that it was different than the first time he was in office is because of the Supreme Court giving him ultimate power, the powers of a king or a monarch. And that's not what the United States is all about. And it's a terrifying prospect. And in fact, what has happened since he's taken office has been terrifying, I think, for the world and definitely for the United States of America.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me. And as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
I'll just stop this here. Okay. What you just said there, when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums and he wasn't, that's bullshit. Anyone who's been watching America knows what happened there. You know what I mean? Kamala Harris had to pay Rihanna and someone else to come and play.
And all the celebrities come in, yeah.
At her thing. And they were only there for 3 minutes and they were gone. The people booed her and the people left. And the reason why Trump won all the swing states was because the Democrats had the swing states and shit. They tried to bring in all of the migrants into the swing states.
Your mic is messing up again.
Can you hear me now?
No, we can hear you, but you're talking really fast.
Oh, God. Jesus. Am I still talking fast?
Yeah.
How's that now?
Yeah, you're back to normal.
Yeah, sounds crackling.
But she's so full of utter crap. Like this one, I laugh at it. Like she's there going on about, you know, God love the poor Taoiseach. God love him. It's a pity he didn't stay over in America. You see, this is the time we should have closed the borders and stopped them all coming back in again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Irish people hate him. And here she is talking utter crap. Because she hasn't a clue.
The Late Late Show. The Late Late Show should have ended with Gay Born. Yes, it should have. Yeah, because crackling is the nicest part of pork. Yeah, it is. I love the crackling on pork now, I have to say. Sorry, 1 million to Beyonce for 3 minutes. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. And she's saying there in that video, Trump wasn't filling stadiums. The place where he got shot, like, that was packed. There was thousands there. There was 100,000 anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Anywhere he went, because the people love him.
I know.
Like, they really do. And listen, he's like Marmite. You love him or you hate him. Like, you know what I mean? But you have to. And she's talking about the Department of Education being dropped because it's shit. Like they're teaching woke ideology and LGBT crap in all the schools. Yeah. That's why he wants it out of it. You know what I mean? That's why he wants it out of it. And fair play to him. Patrick Keelty show now, the woke show. Yeah, it is. It's Butler was packed. Yeah, Butler was packed. Yeah, isn't that where he got shot? Yeah. So
yeah, there were all anything I saw. It was always full.
What's this? How did we even get to this point? Yeah. My mouse is acting weird. How did we even get to this point? I don't know, John, to be honest with you. Oh, what's this? Kylie showed up for Radka last year. She was over. I don't know. I didn't. Jeez, I don't know how I wasn't at that. I was probably too busy with politics. I couldn't do anything last year with the politics, to be honest with you. Yeah. But did you? I think you sent me over some.
There's a load of stuff I've sent you over to try and get through.
Yeah, just
stuff from Tracy O'Mahony, and there's a couple of other videos in relation to other stuff.
Yeah, I'm just going to. Sorry, I want to invite in there instead of presenting. I'm just going to present screen. This is. They want to take. Yeah. Here we are now, 24th of March.
Take God out of the Constitution,
A proposed constitutional amendment will remove religious and gendered language from the judicial oath of office. Barry Ward, SC, a barrister and Fine Gael TD for Dunleary. Dunleary says it all. It's the wokest place in the country. Yesterday presented the 39th Amendment of the Constitution, Judicial Oath of Office bill. I think I'm the next one here, He told TDs that requiring people of a different faith or no faith at all to make an oath referencing God is inconsistent with modern Ireland. He said, I am not anti-religion. It is usually important. Many judges believe in God, but it must also be the case that so many do not believe in God. Tough shit. As a result, it seems unfair to expect them to take an oath that essentially expresses a belief that God in God or else is a nonsense. Mr. Ward added, we are very lucky to have a highly functioning judiciary that applies the rule of law without fear or favour. Yeah, right. It is often widely criticised, particularly online, for making decisions in accordance with the law. Is this the last one? However, we are lucky that we have a judiciary that applies the Constitution and the rest of the law in an even-handed way, in sharp contrast even with other member states of the European Union. In the same breath, to require those people to take an oath, which for some of them will be vicious, is grossly unfair. The private members' bill was not opposed by the government and will now proceed to second stage. If the bill becomes law, a referendum will be required for the proposed change to the Constitution to take effect. Now, there you go. You know,
but it also says there's two things in as well. So obviously they're talking about God. Hi, Dermot. And then they're also talking about taking the word man out and replacing it with person. Now, I'm a woman. I don't give a rat's arse if the word man is in the Constitution. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference to me. But then you see them saying, for the modern Ireland. So that's
I know, but you had a problem last year with woman and mother being taken out of it. So, let's be honest.
Well, we are a Christian country. Do you know what I mean? So, like if we there could be serious repercussions to the words, to God being taken out of the Constitution. Like this is like really serious. They want to destroy everything. They want to destroy our culture, our heritage, our Irishness, and now our Christianity. They won't be happy to destroy everything.
But they want everything gone. That's it.
Yeah.
School should be banned. Let them play till 12, 14 and the school and they start a teenage. If they wish, just prison to indoctrination. School should be banned. Listen, I like the school where my kids are. And there's none of that shit going on in that school because I've spoke to the principal umpteen times and he has assured me. Native words. Paul, I don't think you've seen my last comment, but if you've seen what proof we're gathering, it's shocking. Well, listen, get in contact with me and we can have a chat
What's
about
the last
this.
comment?
Obviously,
What you talking
I
about?
don't know. I'll have a look there. Native Irish. Let me just see the last
Now,
comment.
Anthony actually put up a post in relation to a school over in England where they sent out a letter to parents saying that they were getting rid of the Easter celebration.
I have it here.
Because there's so many different cultures in the school. But again, this is England. England is a Christian country.
Yeah. Hang on, I just find that there because I did get that. I did pull that down. No Easter.
Anthony
That's it there. Yeah, I have it there now. Yeah. Seeing as though you spoke about it there, I said I'll throw it up. Sure. There it is there. Dear parents and carers, as we approach the spring season, I would like to inform you about an important update regarding our school traditional Easter celebrations. After careful consideration and discussions with our school community, we have decided not to hold the Easter bonnet parade or the Easter service this year. This decision has been made in the spirit of inclusivity and respect for the diverse religious beliefs represented within our school community. Our school is committed to fostering an environment where every child feels valued and respected, regardless of their religious background. But not holding specific religious celebrations, we aim to create a more inclusive atmosphere that honours and respects the beliefs of all our children and families. But it's not. It's respecting all their religious
Keep
beliefs.
reading down. Yeah. Keep reading.
We understand that this change may be disappointing for some, especially those who have cherished these traditions over the years. However, we believe that this decision aligns with our values of inclusivity and respect of diversity. We are exploring alternative ways to celebrate the season in future years that will be inclusive for all children and reflect the rich culture diversity of our community. One of the ways we'll be celebrating inclusivity is we're taking part in Refugee Week, which occurs in June, as well as beginning our journey to become an accredited school of sanctuary. Watch this space. In the meantime, we look forward to seeing many of you at our music festival in a couple of weeks. We appreciate your understanding and support as we make this transition. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact the school.
There you go.
Okay.
So God's out, Islam's in.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that's saying.
That's
so
exactly
they don't
what
want
it is.
to have anything Christian or Easter or anything like that, but yet it's okay to celebrate Refugee Week, where more than likely you're talking IPAS, which is all your Muslims coming in. Talk about a pack of hypocrites. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right. Look, it's all about inclusivity.
Yeah,
but you Irish Catholics can go and shy.
Yes,
or you English Catholics can go and shy. But then you have, like you have Prince Charles or King Charles, whatever he wants to be called now. He's the head of the Church of England. And he's standing there with the EID and the Eid celebrations and having them in Canterbury Cathedral. And
I know.
come on, will you?
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Like, England is a Christian country.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is. Same as here. Same as here. John Parker. I tell my kids about the great times we had in the 70s and 80s. I'd love to bring them back to that point to experience real life and freedom. Before you had phones, listen, I know we have to move on with technology and everything, and technology
but
is great.
Gone too much.
It's gone too far. Way too far.
Yeah.
Lad. I used my summer holidays to pick oranges in Spain, grapes in France, all when I was 15. I pity the youth of today who are denied such freedom and never even get to find a hero in themselves. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
do agree. Yeah. What's this? Ward can do. Yeah.
Mickey. Barry Ward,
He was out in the count centre, and my sister will tell you this. We had some laugh, me and my sister. His wife was there, right? She was only having a baby, right? And I'm not messing. She has a pair of diddies on her, right? And they must have bigger than my head. No, I'm not messing. They are. And they were everywhere. Like, and Bernice come over to me and she says to me, who's that one over there? I said, he's a TD, that fella. And then we seen him on the telly the next week, and she says to me, oh, that's the one that had our yolks out. It was like two baldy outfits just in our top. I swear to God, it was mad looking, right? And we were giving a stick over it. But these are the gobshites that are going around. You know what I mean? He's just a fucking really
I know.
gets on
And do you know
my
what I
nerves.
hate? I hate that he's the same name as our Barry.
Yeah, yeah.
Because our Barry
Sorry,
Ward
what?
is lovely.
Yeah, Barry is sound. Yeah, yeah.
He is. He's
The
sound.
removing God, next removing Son of God. Yes,
Jesus, yeah.
yeah. Children in this country will never experience the freedom. Those scumbags need to be taken out of office. They are endangering us all. Well, this is what we're hoping we can do. And if we get enough people on board with us, we will get rid of them. We will. If once we can put forward a good party and people get on board with us, Paul, give a check out to what I sent you. Probably will love it. Okay. When did you send it to me? Oh, you sent it to me on the other WhatsApp. Did you, Jaden? I'll have a look now in a minute. I'll play a video and I'll come back and talk to you now in a minute. And Brennan's bread and the fucking halal shit. I've stopped eating it. Stopped eating Brennan's bread. So has
I
loads
know
of
there was
my
actually
friends
a few
because
people
of
were
it.
asking, what's the story? They couldn't figure out what the story is. It's all to do with the yeast. If ethanol is used in the making of the yeast, there is where the problem with the Muslims is, because it's all to do with alcohol. And that's what it's about. But it's bullshit because, again, Brennan's bread is traditionally Irish. And now, again, they're bending to the Muslims.
They banned Easter in the schools. And I'll talk to this again. Yeah, Argentina. Hold on. Is that Jaden there sent? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll have a look at it now in a minute. But they've stopped Christmas lights. They're called winter lights now.
Yeah.
The zoo had Christmas lights and then they changed to the winter lights
Winter
now
lights.
because of the diversity we have. Listen, if you're coming into our country, you have to abide by our rules. If you want to practice all the shit you practice, go somewhere else. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry. But the likes of Sinn Féin have this pumped out. You know what I mean? Oh, we're inclusive, we're this, we're that. They're full of shit.
Yeah, I know. But you wouldn't go over to Dubai or any of those countries and start dictating to them. And you wouldn't get away with it.
Come here, I tell you. Could you imagine me putting in a plan of permission for a mosque in Syria or somewhere like that or whatever?
A Catholic church, I mean. No mosque, a Catholic church.
Sorry, yeah, could you imagine me putting in for a Catholic church in one of them countries?
Yeah,
like,
we know what had happened to you.
James Power. Just want to give my opinion because I feel if any Irish person speaks out, we are called names and the rest far right racist. I feel they're a dangerous time coming soon. Listen, James, we've been getting this. I've been getting this for the last 3 years. We've been doing the show for over 2 years. Actually, I forgot to say it last week. Patrick's Day, the 8th or the 17th last week, Patrick's Day was the 2-year anniversary of the show. Woohoo! Well done, Irish Column. And I forgot all about it. Like, you know what I mean? Because the first show we actually went live Patrick's Day in 2023 in town. And I'm going with the live, and I had Maria Patricia with me. The two of us done the show.
Nice.
Well, not the show. We done a live stream from there, and Finton, the other guy that used to help us, poor old Finton died, and he used to help us, and we done it live from there 2 years ago. So that was the first Irish column, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
actually, just
2 years on last week.
Pull up the stuff on our old pal that I sent on to you, the Healy Rays.
Oh yeah.
That I sent you. Because they've just been so busy.
Hold on. You said this to me. Was this a newspaper actually?
I sent it on in the last couple of days, on the WhatsApp.
I thought that I pulled down some of them. I thought I had them. Hang on, I just see what I have here. I have the City West. Let's put the City West first. I think the Healy Rays are involved in. They're not involved in that, but this is part of it, I think.
I think that's it.
Yeah. City West earns 1.3 million a week from accommodating refugees. The owner a week. Yes, a week. 1.3 million a week. Yeah. Paul, we have one person that paid 15 grand backhanded to get a brand new apartment, but we're still gathering information. Native Irish, you keep getting me. My mic is gone again, is it?
No, it's okay now. It's back.
Yeah. Healy Ray Tosspots, yeah. I was walking through Patrick's Day in town for a little bit, hoping to see some of my friends on this stream. Yeah, we didn't do that on Patrick's Day. We stayed well away from town on Patrick's Day. We were having none of it, like, you know what I mean? But our unique Irish culture is being destroyed by the woke captured political elites. It's death by 1,000 cuts, yeah. Native Irish. I'm loving this guy. And Paul, the person that paid the 15 grand were 3 months on the waiting list. Shocking and sad. Yeah. Mad Paddy. I'm upset with the support for Palestine in Ireland. Back in the day, we had reasons to support them, but times have changed, and Ireland must step back from these Muslim countries. Yes. But you see all of these woke tards and left tards that are flying their flags, and Palestinians throw gays off buildings for sport.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Are these people that stupid? You know? I'm just going to read this here. Sorry. New figures show that 68.2 million paid out to Cape Rat, which is owned by investment group Techarch Capital and runs a 764 City West Hotel and Convention Centre in Sagart, is a 27% increase on the 53 million last year in 2023. The quarterly figures were published by the Department of Children and showed that the overall spend for accommodation for IP applicants and Ukrainians cost 1.84 billion last year, equating to a daily average spend of 5 million. 5 million a day on this shit.
Yeah.
This compared to 2.13 billion is a drop of 290 million. The biggest factor in the decrease was the 648 million reduction in the Ukrainian accommodation bill, which was 842 million. Like, we're talking, these are millions we're talking. These are not just,
Yeah.
you know, these millions and billions.
I know.
The spend on accommodating IP applicants was 1 billion last year at 54%. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Cape Rat. Yeah. The Red Cow Hotel received 8.5 million for the final quarter, while Travel Lodge hotels received 11 million for that period. And Holiday Inn Dublin Airport received 8 million. Tifco, which owns the Travel Lodge business here, received 6.9 million from housing IP applicants in the fourth quarter. Plans to accommodate IP applicants in the D Hotel in Drogheda have been a source of controversy, and the new figures show the owners earned 7.7. Jesus, Richie, you'll be loving that. I know the owner of the D Hotel. Tiroli Limited, trading as the Brafey House Resort in County Mayo, received 5.5 million for accommodating Ukrainians. Brimwood UC, a company controlled by former Monaghan GAA footballer Banty McEnany, received 3.5 million in quarter in addition to the previous 7 quarters. Winwood Management got 5.9 million. Mosney Holidays got 9.5 million. And All Pro Security Systems received payments of 66.1 million. Now, we got word the other night up in Blanchardstown here that on the Mill Road, it's the old school on Mill Road, that is being used, going to be used as an iPad centre. Now, we found out yesterday that Dave Mooney is the man who's running it. Now, Dave Mooney is the man who owns the Igo Cafe and is making millions off this. He has the private security company there. He has all the army lads, actually army lads that are in the army now, and they shouldn't be doing it. It's against the law. You know what I mean? So I've been talking to army guys the whole lot, and they've been telling me about this. You know what I mean? But listen, they're getting away with it. How are we going to stop this, lads? Like, how are we going to stop this?
Yeah. I thought that was actually the one with the Healy Rays. Maybe it was another article. But again, millions they're making as well. Yeah, it should be. I think I did it on the same day, so it's probably above it or underneath it, the article. But again, like that, again, millions.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that there. That's not the Healy Rays. No, I did see it earlier. I thought I pulled it up earlier. I thought I had it. No. That's City West still. No. How come I have City West up twice? Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll have a look for it now in a minute. But listen, we'll go with another video while we're...
Yeah, actually put up, it's only a couple of, I think it's only like a minute long. It's very funny. You know the 3 books?
I love him.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's just come off the plane and he's absolutely brilliant. I think it's only like a minute long.
Yeah, it's a minute and a half.
So funny. You know the way at the end he always goes, you know?
Asylum application has risen 300% in 2024 alone compared to the 5 years prior. There has been a 130% increase in house prices since 2013. Oh, I know. Mickey Tip. Loads of scab contractors from the four corners of the country making plenty of bribery money out of the plant. Yeah, and it's...
Yeah.
Listen, I know a fella. I think I said it on the show the other night. I got onto a few people in Thornton Hall. A friend of mine got called up to Thornton Hall. I mean, not a friend. He was called up to Thornton Hall and asked to move. I think it was 700 pallets. They were putting all the pallets in front of the gate, and he drove up and he pulled in and he's seen a couple of foreigners and he says, "Yeah, man, is this an iPass centre?" He didn't know. He wouldn't be involved in any of that crap. He doesn't get involved. He's a businessman. And your man says to him, "Yeah, it's an iPass centre." He said, "Listen, mate," he said, "I can't. No." He said, "I couldn't do this." He said, "I have a business to run here." He said, "I have friends." He said, "There's no way I could." And she says, "Well, what am I supposed to do with all these pallets?" "I give a shite. What you do with them, mate?" He said, "Do what you want with them." He said, "I'm out of here." And he legged it. Now, obviously, they want them moved for a reason. They must be going to move something in or move something out, or I don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, Liz Pepper. Coolock is the only place so far that has managed to stop them. Over 300 iPass centres around Ireland. There's a few has stopped it. But I'm going to be honest with you, Coolock is the place. You know, I think I don't know. I'll find out in a while before I finish up. I think there's a vigil there tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. I think I've seen something on TikTok about it. So if there is, as I said, the court case is tomorrow, the 24th at 10 o'clock, court 25. If you want to go in and show your support for the plaintiffs, who are doing a wonderful job, I have to say. They really are. Melissa, Alan, and Mandy, they put their heads above the pulpit here, above the parapet here, you know what I mean? And yeah, fair play to them, you know. I'm going to play this video, okay, of the book. I like this fella. I really do like him.
He's very funny.
You know the country is absolutely fucked when there's a witch hunt out against Garen Noon by woke cunts who, when it comes down to it, have absolutely nothing to offer. Just remember that empty vessels make the most noise, usually by people at home pulling bum fluff out of their belly buttons from behind the safety of a mobile or computer screen. It's true to the old saying, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, all because you share an opinion that you were asked for in the first place. And may I add, delivered in a very balanced, intelligent, articulated, and a lot more neutral way than I would have delivered it if I was back home, and will be delivering it when I do get back home. By the same woke cunts that'll tell you to put your opinion out there in the first place, and then tell you to stick to comedy when the opinion that you give doesn't suit their agenda. The same woke cunts that are going around with their head up their holes, thinking that there's nothing wrong or issues in the country. Now, I'm sure Garen will be grand in the long run. He'll be back very soon, as strong and as good as ever. But till then, to quote the great Jody Mitchell, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. You know?
That's what. Well, I sent that on to you, but that wasn't the video I was talking about. The other one's
Which
there.
Which one was it?
It's there as well, yeah. But he's brilliant. He's brilliant. But he's right. Like he's saying,
I have that one.
This is what a load of men are up to now, sitting on the phones on fake accounts talking shite.
Is this the one here? Hang on, I'll put it back up. This is another one. I thought you were talking about that one, but I'll present this one. This is one where he actually gets off the plane.
I just thought it was brilliant the way he summarised, and it's true. Like, do you know?
He gets off the plane. This one.
Yes, this is it. Oh, it's very funny.
Now, first time in over a month. I'm just wondering, where do you pick up the keys for the new car and the new house when you land? And will I get the passport now, or will I wait till I'm having a cup of tea later? You know?
He's brilliant. And then I was going to say, like, you know, what about, we'll say, the free medical card and the free college places and everything else to get free.
Yeah, we have Ginty Marper up there, Ginty. I know Ginty. The Commitments was made in Coolock for a reason. It was actually made in Darndale. Yeah, never give up.
Oh, was it?
My claim
All
to fame. Yeah, it was made in Darndale. It was made at the back of my house. I was living in Primrose Grove at the time, and we were all in the we were all in the house having a party. Back in the day, like there'd be 10 of us in the house, all over it, you know. And next thing we thought we were getting raided. We just seen loads of lorries coming in, and we didn't know what was going on. Like, you know what I mean? And then we found out. Sure, everyone went out and got jobs doing security. They were getting 100 quid a day for doing security. You know what I mean? You weren't even doing security. You just told the uncles not to touch it, and that was it. He didn't touch it. But my claim to fame is my dog Tiny. In the video where it's where they're going up to do the auditions, do you remember? And they're knocking on Jimmy Rabbit's door. Well, my dog kept jumping. Tiny, you could see him jumping up the wall all the time. He must do it about 10 times. That was my dog. Yeah. That was my back garden. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But,
claim to fame.
We won't fight for Ireland. Well, listen, I'll fight for Ireland. I don't care. You know what I mean? And I've said this all along. I'm willing to put my life on the line here. You know what I mean? We are putting it. Like, I have put my life on the line here. You know what I mean? We're going up against a system here that's bigger than all of us. You know what I mean? It's the WEF, it's the UN, it's the EU, WHO. It's a big machine. It's the blob, as a friend of mine likes to call it. You know what I mean? We're up against the blob. That's exactly what we are up against. But Orla, I'm sitting on my phone on my real account talking shy. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but you're we know who you are, David. But it is the truth. Look at all the lefties as well. Like, it's the same thing, all under fake accounts. Do you know what I mean? And nobody knows who they are, and and they're going around hassling everybody and abusing everybody and all that sort of stuff. But yet they wouldn't go in under their own name and do it.
Remember that one? Commitments was great. I just saw Imelda Quirk's arse coming down a ladder.
Yeah.
Who was that? That was that was Outspan, wasn't it? The redheaded fella.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn Hansard.
Yeah.
I think we might have to fight for this country the way it's going. Listen, I think it is, but we have to exhaust all the other possibilities first, lads, before we go to the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pieball in the van. R.I.P. I remember Pieball was a good skin, wasn't he? Pieball, bless Pieball. Pieball was a friend of mine. Clive was my brother's best mate. Clive's brother, and Pieball only died there. Was it last year or the year before? Lovely kid. And but the van. Do you remember the film The Van? Do you remember that one?
I've never seen it. No.
Brilliant movie.
I meant to watch it
outside, but they done it outside. They had the van parked outside Pieball's house, and they were running into their house. Was the nicest house on the road. I'm being honest with you. It was a big extension on the front of it. That was a builder, and it was a beautiful house. And they were in and out, and she was running in with the thing, and that was their house. And then another mate of mine was used in the Commitments, or in the Snapper. A mate of mine's house, Skip Shield. Skip is dead as well. Jesus, Lord rest Skip as well. But they used that house as well. Remember Georgie Burgess? Remember that? Yeah. Well, he lived across the road from Georgie Burgess. Yeah.
Another
brilliant. An awful lot of them houses. It was brilliant. Like that but the likes of the Snapper, you wouldn't be able to play. You wouldn't be able to make now because of the woke tards and the gobshites going around. You know what I mean?
I know, and you would be able to say this, and you would be able to say that. I know. I don't know if we want to go on talking about the shots. I sent over a video in relation to David Martin and then also Elaine Mullally.
Okay. Elaine Mullally, I think I have heard.
Just, I'm conscious in case the lads come on.
Elaine Mullally. When did you send Elaine Mullally over?
Today. And David was yesterday.
Oh, I have him. Yeah. Well, we'll go with listen. Okay, we're going to go on to the shots here now for a minute or two. Okay, and hold on. Who's that now? Do you know Linda Harden in the ball centre, Anthony? In the Bell Centre? Don't know who that is. Anthony is not here yet. Jesus, do you want to hurry up? Send him a text there and see if he's coming on. You know what I mean? Like, this is getting to be the Paul and Orla show. You know what I mean? Like, we're running the show here. Like, you know what I mean? Where are the lads? You know what I mean? I knew it was going to be hard when Ireland Force came along, but come on, lads. You know what I mean? You need to get your finger out here, you know? Proper 12. Conor McGregor, proper 12. I've never actually tasted it, lads, to be honest with you. I just have no interest in it. Native Irish. Paul, it does worry me on how we will stop this. But we won't stop till the blatant lies of Sinn Féin and their cohorts are exposed for what they are. No longer patriots, traitors. No, I agree. Emmanuel Goodson. Sorry, Paul. What was that there? Did Emmanuel say something to me already? Emmanuel Goodson. Do you know Linda? Oh, sorry. Yeah. We'll ask Anthony when he comes on. Conor McGregor, it's my birthday. Happy birthday. What's this? My head does be up me arsenal with names. Okay, we're gonna go on to the vaccines for a minute. Okay,
Yeah,
and we'll
so
talk
we've
about
got
that.
David. Have you got David Martin's video? It's only like,
Yes.
I think, 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, Dr. David Martin. Yeah.
Dr. David Martin, he's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, I love him, yeah. I love him. I love all of these doctors. I do. I love them all.
Actually, I was watching the show afterwards on Thursday, and you had Carrie Madej on when she was given that kind of, when she was talking about the bats and all that.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah.
The detox and all that. Yeah, she's brilliant. She is
that's
fantastic.
what I said. I said we do a detox thing every other week. You know what I mean? Because people are always asking for it. Right, we'll share this and we'll go with it.
To hear these words, the intent explicitly was to actually decrease the population. Not to control the population, to actually literally decrease the population. Now, if you think about Bill Gates' estimates of between 700 million and 1.2 billion people that need to be reduced off the face of the planet, I have said on numerous occasions, if you look at the downstream exposure risks to the toxins that were injected, it is reasonable to expect that they may have achieved their objective with what ultimately becomes relatively rapid acting cancers. We now have the proliferation of what we call turbo cancers, which was a term that we now have normalized, but it certainly wasn't normal 5 years ago. We now know that it's very fashionable for now young people to have myocarditis and other cardiovascular disease, something that we did not have 5 years ago. We are now being told that's because of environmental changes. Obviously, there's not a single environmental condition that is altered other than the injection of a known toxin, which actually was targeting as early as 1992, targeting heart tissue. So we're sitting there pretending not to know why, even though we do know why. But the fact of the matter is, they actually stated in 2014 that this was about investors responding if they see profit at the end of the process. And we need to be very clear on the fact that Wellcome Trust, who is one of the three architects of this nonsense, along with the Gates Foundation, along with Dustin Moskowitz's Open Philanthropy and others, we know that they combined interest statements have said that they want less people on Earth and they want to make money on the way there. Those are the two things that they've said. What I think is really not relevant in sworn testimony, but their words are evidence in sworn testimony. And what I would say is that introducing a scheduled biotoxin into your body, regardless of who manufactures it, is a bad idea. There is no question that the greater concern is the mRNA. And the reason why it's a greater concern is because in the case of J and AstraZeneca and some of the other injections that were developed in like Sinovac and some of the Russian stuff and some of the Indian stuff, where they took a more classic version of what we think of as immunization technology, the likelihood is that the people who were going to suffer the most immediate adverse events did, in fact, if we think about J and the significant clotting issues, most of the things that were going to create significant and mortal problems actually happened when it happened. So we had the clots, we had the deaths, we had the sudden deaths, we had all those kinds of things. But what...
That's it, finished there now, yeah. Yeah,
he's very, very good. He's a great man for data and all that sort of stuff. And then can you bring up Elaine Mullally's, because she has done a fantastic interview with Dr. Billy Ralph and Dr. Pat Morrissey, and it's on YouTube. Can we put up the link as well?
Did you put it up here to me? Yeah, you sent it to me.
I sent it on. Yeah, it's just a quick clip, and then did I attach the link? The link for it as well for the YouTube. It's on YouTube. The interview.
Donohoe.
And these are two doctors that have been speaking out for a long time. So if anyone wants to watch it, it's very good. I was watching some of it today. I just have to finish it off.
Oh, Elaine Mulally. Okay. Hang on. You did send it, but you didn't send it. Yeah, hang on. X. No. You did send it to. Oh no, that's Fergus Power. Hold on. That was Ferg. No, I have that one there as well. That's that lady. I want to talk about her as well. But the Elaine Mullally one you sent over to me.
Yeah, that was only today.
Yeah, but the link is not. The
Is
link
it not on
doesn't
it?
look there. No, no.
I think the YouTube thing is called The Truth About the COVID Shots. I'm pretty sure it's
Hang
called
on,
The
sure, I'll
Truth
just
About the
go on
COVID
it.
Shots. But if you go onto Elaine's
I'll just go into
Facebook
Elaine.
page or
Yeah.
X page, you'll see it. But there's just a little bit of a clip where she's just talking about it.
Right. Elaine Mullally, I have her here. Yeah, I have her here. My mouse is not working for some reason. It's weird. Good evening. Okay, now. Billy Ralph. Yeah, have that there now. Hold on, I'll pull that up now. Just bear with me there. Okay, I'll share this now and bring it back up there. I think someone just came in there, did they? Hello there, Mr. Murphy. How are you?
How are we all doing, guys?
Where's
Martin,
the leader?
it's not 5 minutes to midnight. What time do you call this?
Running a bit late. Meetings. Yeah, apologies.
Have you a bit of a cold or something? Have you? Your eyes don't look too healthy. You look a bit sick.
Do I?
Are you smoking the other stuff again?
No. I'll no, actually, I'll tell you what.
Word.
I need to put in a vent in the shed because I do smoke in here, and there's no air circulation. It's quite small, so probably just a bit warm. It could be a little bit of this as well, maybe.
Oh yeah, the Asher. Why not? Sure, it's Sunday night. Well, we play this Elaine one and come back.
Hi everyone. I did a podcast recently with two Irish GPs, Dr. Pat Morrissey and Dr. Billy Ralph, in relation to what they're seeing and witnessing within their practices since the COVID shots have come into the market. This podcast is available to watch on my YouTube channel, and the link is below for anybody that would like to watch it. We discussed lots of issues in relation to these injections from an Irish perspective, and we even cover what people can do if they feel they have any side effects from the shots. While your GPs are silent, these genuine doctors are speaking out. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Dr. Morrissey and Dr. Ralph for their time, and also to Aidan Joyce for his help in producing this podcast. Thank you.
Brilliant. Yeah. As I said, I've got about half of it watched. I just have to finish it off, but it's very, very good.
Jesus,
but we do have some
millions
great
that are coming in there.
Who?
We've loads that are coming in there. There's the leader. Hello there. How are you?
Oh yeah. Hey. What time do you call it?
And there's Tom. And there
hi,
is
Tom.
Frank. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Frank.
People were asking for you, Tom. People were asking for you earlier. Will Tom McDonnell be on? So there you go, people. Tom is on. Here he is. Go on. I'll leave you there. Talk about whatever you want to talk about for a minute. I'm going to.
You can drop me down as well, Paul. The lads want to talk.
Here, but I'm going to go in and get.
I presume.
So you walk away.
I presume everybody knows now that Councillor Tom McDonnell has joined Ireland First. Sits on the AC there over the civic responsibility. We would put an announcement out during the week, so we're very happy and delighted that Tom is here, giving his input. Tom does a massive amount of stuff on the ground. Frank, the Vice President of Ireland First, is here as well. It's the first time on the show, I believe, Frank, isn't it? So it's great. Yeah. Frank is a lecturer down in Waterford, Waterford IT.
This is like Celebrity
Martin
Squares,
is here.
Isn't it?
Yeah, Martin is here, the man behind the wire. So better not mention that though.
Right, I'm going to drop off for a cup of tea, right? And I'm just going to make it. Don't worry about it. But I actually had
you
Tom's
can drop me
video
down for a few minutes as well, Paul. Let the lads talk.
But it's 5 minutes, Tom's video is. But what Tom was saying, you can say it yourself, Tom, there while you're on live. You were thanking everybody about all the stuff, the few quid they gave you and the whole lot and all the help you were given. So, as I said, I had your 5 minute video there, but you can say it yourself there now. I'm going to drop off for a minute and
I can't hear. I can barely hear you.
He was just saying that you can talk yourself, Tom, that he was going to play your video.
All right. Play video of mine, isn't it?
Yeah, the video of yourself, yeah.
You done a video. Can you hear me, Tom? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you done a
barely
video
though. It's
during
not
the
great. Yeah.
Is it not? I'd say that's your end. Yeah. Is it not? I'd say that's your end because it's probably the sound your end. But
You're in
no,
the show, everyone. Chris.
well done, everyone in the panel. Thanks for being there. Yeah, no problem. But Tom, you did a video last week thanking everyone for what they did, helping you the whole lot with the GoFundMe, yourself and Gavon and the whole lot. And I was going to play it, but you can just say it yourself there now. You can thank the people there now yourself. So, yeah, walk away.
Yeah, as I said, the sound is very, very poor. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone, that was involved in the run to the west, and that, like, we were through off-grid. We were chatting one night, and we says we didn't realise how things were so bad down there. And then once we learned, we just says one night we'll head down and we'll see what we can do. And all the lads, Ferg, Gavon, we had loads of help, and we just headed to the west. And then I got businesses in my area to donate coal and donate lights. I got all sorts of stuff, little mini cookers and all that sort of thing donated. And then we had, there was a good few pounds from off-grid that we used, and we bought cookers and whatever for the woman down below, and we got work done for her on the road and all that. So it all came together well, And then we have the GoFundMe left, and I have a few pounds left over from that, and be using that to do another project. So I have sort of promised a woman in Tala, and she's been running she has a very, very ill child that's had about, it could be up to 60 or 70 seizures, a young lad, Jack. And she had to go fund me up, and she was running on TikTok, and I contacted her, and I says that I'd like to help her out because I'm a builder, And I says what she wants to do is refurb the whole house for the young lad, and so we says we get involved in that, and that's where that was, that. We're going to use that as a next project. But she says she had planning, and the planning she has lapsed, and that she needs to reapply for planning. So in the meantime, I'm going on radio now in Kildare. I could be on Wednesday in KFM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to appeal for someone in my own constituency that I can help also, that we can, because we could be waiting a long time for her, So she says it could be 16 weeks, could be 15, 14 weeks or whatever. So we'd like to get something going while we have the momentum going in the next 3 weeks or so. So I'm going on KFM on Wednesday because every month you get a chance to go on the radio to speak about your motions and questions on the council meetings. So I'll be on discussing that, and I will be appealing for a person in my own locality to see can we help, So there'll be loads of people there that I'm sure will be looking for help. Probably have but I'm looking to do a straightforward rear extension and that sort of thing. Yeah, that it won't be too complex, say 16 or 18 square meters of an extension and just straight in and do it and bring the lads together. So that's the plan going forward.
Yeah, fair play, Tom. And that's important, Tom, because you've been out doing this by yourself a good bit. You've been out west when the power went off. It's important to say as well, what we're saying, that you're over the civic responsibility wing there at the party, the AC role. But there is a lot of other committees there. We're advertising for everybody to row in, to join the party, to lend their expertise, get involved in the movement. This is the big thing in the movement right now. We have a media committee, youth committee, agricultural committee, education, Christianity, health, civic responsibility, fundraising, marketing, agriculture, legal. So if you have experience in any of these fields, jump in, make yourself useful, put a purpose. We're all rowing in together. It's all our party. So it's great. We're looking forward to reach out to Ireland First there. DM them on X if you're on X, or not on Facebook because we're changing the we have to recover the account, but reach out to us on X. or us individually. So yeah, we're looking forward to rolling forward. We're gathering a lot of momentum. Frank, you're someone who's there. I mentioned the media committee. You're someone who's dealing with the youth a lot lately. Are you seeing a little bit of a shift in the thinking over the last year or so? It feels like there's a little bit of shift going on in Ireland now. I don't know whether that's to do with McGregor, him highlighting a lot of stuff to the American diaspora. But what are you seeing? Has there been much spoken about in the college classrooms?
Oh well, no, not there anyway. But like it all depends on where you're getting your information, where you're hopping on, who you're talking to. For example, on X, yeah, it's still the same as it was last year. I think sometimes you feel, are we losing it? Are we gaining? And then you have a couple of great periods of time, stretch of time, and then wherever you focus on or whatever comes your way, kind of could knock that back a little bit. But then if you're on another social media platform, it's just like crickets. It's something else altogether. And it's like as if the information isn't getting to people. So not many, I don't know what percentage of Irish people are on X. I think it's relatively low compared to likes of Facebook and that. So is the message getting out there? Like lately, even the last couple of hours, the Irish Times and the Independent, if you just saw the few of the articles and the headlines they're pushing at the moment, one recently, I think it was about an hour ago, women are safer on the streets and men are better off in the house. Like that's kind of gaslighting, and it's a clever headline. What does it mean? That the dangers that are that people are exposed to, because Dublin's not a safe place. But then you have Stony Batter. Like, what happened to Stony Batter with the men that answer the doors? Are men safe at home? But it means that males are the cause of, like Irish males or whatever, are the cause of all the harm on the female. And maybe that's true in terms of statistics. But it's very clever how they push the narrative to try to dumb down information, like what Garen Noon was had briefly and well articulately spoken about as well. So, that's where information battle, it's an information warfare. That's where it is. And it's how you try to push through that noise and get the truth out there is a difficult thing.
Yeah, they did this as well, Frank, if you remember, with Aisling Murphy's murder. The RTE released a documentary shortly after it, and it was all about male on female violence, and it was just all Irish men and the court statistics and stuff like that. It wasn't even court statistics, it was propaganda. Someone's putting it in there, rightly so. At the moment, the big thing is on Netflix, they have a show, I think it's Adolescence or something like that, and people are raving about it, but it's all about pushing how dangerous the white European is, and how these influencers like McGregor and Tate, and like us, let's be honest, like we're getting targeted by all these websites and pages and whatever else, Irish Times, whatever it is, that toxic masculinity, that's the problem. That's what's getting into your family home. That's what's going to turn your kids dangerous. But it's not. It's so far from the truth that we're the men who are standing up to fight for the safety of other men and women and kids. Like, what's your number one reason you're doing this? Sure, you're protecting your culture, your heritage, your land, your morals, everything that we stand for. But really, a lot of us are fathers. We're husbands. We're boyfriends. We are sons. We are brothers. We're sisters. We're whatever we are. This is one of the biggest reasons we're all standing up. It's for our family. It's for the future, because things isn't going to happen for us anytime soon. We have our houses, let's say, and we're feeling the pinch, sure, but we don't want our kids leaving this country. We want a safe and affordable country for our children, and that's what we're doing here. So we need to push back, and that's why it's important to have a media committee, to help push back against that narrative.
I'm just going to say it to you there, that adolescence thing. I have a clip there from Simon Harris in the Dáil the other day speaking about it. He wants this to be put in the curriculum. So just have a listen to this.
Deputy Neville is so right, and I want to thank you for the question. This is a really important topic. for all of society, Lasky and Corla. I think the programme Adolescence has really provided a glimpse into how toxic influences are filling a void in young men's lives. In fact, I believe adolescence should be compulsory viewing in all our secondary schools right across this country. Social media has such an influence on young lives, and that's why I think in Europe and Ireland we need to be true to our values, even if others in the other parts of the world decide to go a different way. These so-called influencers are feeding young men a warped view of what it is to be a man. And let us be clear, the likes of Conor McGregor and Andrew Tate should not be social media influencers. They should be social pariahs. Their behaviour is wrong, it's retrograde, it's degrading, it's damaging. They're normalising behaviour that is totally and utterly unacceptable. And everybody in this house, we should speak with one voice in relation to this. Not social media influencers, social pariahs is what they are.
Can I just say something on that there? Okay, what he has said there is that this should be taught to our kids in our school, that the white kids and whatever. This is a true story, this adolescence thing, and it's about a black kid in America. They've just switched the roles to work in their favor. Read up on it. You know what I mean? I'm being honest with you. I watched the thing yesterday. I thought I had it there, but I can't seem to find it. It's about a black young fella in America, and it's not about a white kid at all. So this is how they've switched it all around, you know what I mean, to suit their narrative, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Propaganda
understand
101. Sorry, Frank, you go in on there.
Yeah, I just don't understand how the grooming gangs in England and Luton and Birmingham and Bristol has really pretty much been glossed over. Okay, we got about a week or so of it over the last, whenever it was, a couple of months ago, and the story is buried. I wouldn't say necessarily buried, but I'm sure you can find some aspects of it. But why push this and talk about it in the Dáil? And Keir Starmer also said the same thing as Harris there a few days before he said it. That should be shown in every school in England. Well, why not do a documentary, or why not tell parents and children of the dangers of what's actually going on in and around London? And likewise, I'm sure it's happening here in Ireland.
Yeah, and you can see it's gaining traction here, Frank, because this is what they're doing now. We need to shift our propaganda spiel here because that's gaining traction. We need to make the outspoken white male that are rising to the occasion, they have to be the family household enemy now. They have to be the ones who get censored, and we need the media or the public to roll in behind us to get that over the line. It's another push for censorship. They're afraid. They know McGregor. I think they tried to dirty his name, and he decided that, well, it's played out anyway, and I'm going to. I spoke to Conor last year in person, just after the local elections, and I was talking to him about everything, and he said, "Look, I can't speak too much on it right now because I have other contracts and whatever else, and I'm trying to find what to do with it." But obviously, he's decided that, look, I'm going to speak about it because they're trying to destroy me either way. They're trying to destroy everyone. Look, Tom, you've been through this. I've been through this. Martin, you've been through this, and Frank, you go through it a bit. So, like, no, we all know to a minor degree what he's gone through. These are the risks, and better believe they do it. They do it to all of us. Everyone who stands up. And at the end of the day, you have to decide whether you're going to sit on your couch and do nothing, or you're going to say, well, heck with it. We have to do what's right. And, that's the old story of Jonah and the whale, isn't it? He didn't speak. The danger is not speaking in these things. And who owns your tongue at the end of the day? So, we absolutely have to push back against that narrative that they're just about to bring.
I can see them pushing for hate speech and censorship online in a big way again now, because they know that the big voices, the influencers, they do live online. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get something from the EU or something from the government again in the next couple of weeks, trying to shut down these accounts. It was great to actually see Tate. He actually retweeted that clip of Harris, and like, if you have sons, and you're encouraging them to grow up to be Simon Harris, you're not doing your job. It's as simple as that. Simon Harris is Horace. I'll keep that one. He's the perfect example of a weakling. And you know the saying, "Weak men, hard times." Yeah, but it's men like him that create all of the bad in the world. Strong men don't do that. Strong men produce. Strong men build. Strong men farm. Strong men, create. These weaklings do nothing but absolutely destroy. So look, and look, I'm sorry, we're going to have to start being a little bit firm on this. These femboys, these soya boys, the weaklings, we have to get them out of society, and we have to make them be very, very afraid to voice their opinions, be very afraid to, go into politics, be very afraid to, because that they're causing too much harm, and we have to stop being nice about it. A man's job is to protect and provide. And that's what we have to do. We have to protect our society. We have to protect our wives. We have to protect our children. And like I said, these weaklings are causing harm, and it's more of they're more mental weaklings than anything else. They take orders, they do what they're told, they've no ability to critically think. They like the government is going to double down with this McGregor thing. They're not going to see sense and go, oh Jesus, maybe we need to change our tune just to save our economic relationships with the US. They're not going to do that because they're weak-minded. They're going to double down. And who pays? A war is going to be waged. An economic war is going to be waged between the EU and the US. And it's going to be centered on Ireland. Ireland is going to be the main battleground because of our tax system and all of the multinationals being in Dublin. And the person who pays is going to be the Irish men and women. We're going to be the casualties of war. So we need to put serious pressure on this government now.
Do you want to weigh in, Tom? What do you think with their propaganda spiel? With the whole McGregor thing? You did an interesting video on it, actually.
Yeah. I'm still finding it difficult to hear. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got to... That's why I considered what was going on there with McGregor, and I went into AI, and I don't read the papers. I bought something like 4 papers yesterday, I used them for pictures to do a video or whatever, and... But I checked out the case. I hadn't really been into it, and I went through it. And sure, there was 2 main parts of the evidence in it. He came from the room with the girl, and her best friend witnessed her coming from there, and she said there was nothing wrong. They were grand. 2 of them were grand, and then they went to the elevator together, and there was a video apparently in the elevator or going to the elevator, and they were lovey-dovey. They were all grand, and they would not let that go in McGregor's defence, so they destroyed him. So it must have been a packed jury and all. So it was absolutely. Connor and her went to the elevator together, and they were all good. Everything was good. It was all hugs and kisses and all that shit. And they stitched him up then, and they're destroying him. And they're going out now. I see the latest thing they're going is that for inciting the Dublin riots. So what we need to be doing to counteract that is we need to be pushing out what happened that day. They're always pushing that the riots was the problem. The problem was the people that stabbed the little children. That was the problem. That problem, we need to highlight that all week in our videos, that the man that stabbed them children was deported something like 10 or 15 years previous and wasn't deported properly. So we need to, our nationalist movement and our people that are in it need to be pushing that, because they're going to be pushing that Connor and other people were influencers that were inciting violence, So our pushback should be that this week, So things like that, we should be counteracting them, And if we have anyone with big accounts, that's what they should be doing. But my account, I have about 5,000 on my account or whatever, but because they really controlled mine, So if anyone has a big accounts, they need to be pushing that narrative out that the riots were caused by an illegal immigrant that stabbed little children and nearly killed them. That's what caused the riot. Not Conor McGregor, not Philip Dwyer, not other people, that this is the narrative they're pushing, that it was our side influences that caused the problem. It was their side, their inadequacies that caused the problems, and they're responsible for it. So that's what we need to be pushing out this week, I think, doing our videos and reminding them of that. And the other thing we need to be doing too is this, they're removing God and man from the Constitution. So we need to be strong on that.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And I did a quick video on regarding that. I don't know if you remember, this was part of the reason why I fell out with the court service in the beginning. First of all, I did a podcast with Dr. Vincent Carroll about the rollout of COVID. But when they removed my powers for sitting court, I was told through the union rep that they're not happy with the Celtic cross that was on my podcast logo, and that they wanted to remove the Bible from the court rooms. Nothing about the Quran. It still sits there in the box. You're not even allowed to touch it. But that's what their intentions are, to remove God from every aspect of facet of life. The morals fall. Like I had this out with a local school principal recently. All the meat in all these primary schools is now halal, all the food. At Christmas time, it's a winter festival. It's not a Christmas festival anymore. You could see that over in England. I shared the post there about they're getting rid of the Easter celebrations because it's not inclusive enough. They, Europe, the Western world, has been built on these morals. The foundation. Christianity is it's the ethic of the book. Some even regard it the original book. A lot of books were overlaid from it, were taken from it. Shakespeare, and that's how words develop and how scriptures develop. So I think that we have to be very careful what we're doing here. They've planned the propaganda perfectly, and the Catholic Church didn't help in this feed either. All the stuff coming out about it, and of course they're globalists there in the Vatican. It has damaged faith and our society immensely. You have a lot of liberal mothers and fathers now who want the cross to be removed and want the pride colour to be put in there instead. Now you see it in our crosswalks. Now you see it in our playgrounds. Now you see it in every business that wants a bit of funding. You see it in the court service in their emails. You see it in the council sites. If you go to, you're not far from it there, Tom, Naas County Council, you look up and that flag is the highest flying flag there. The 6-colour pride symbol. Indoctrination, and people can't even see it. So this is what we'd be ready for when they're going to do this on toxic men. And we're going to see a lot of this. Before Martin's referendum comes in, I would say, about censorship, they're going to release a few hit pieces on masculine men, I'd say, just to drive it over the line. And a documentary about probably McGregor and his cases and whatever else, Tate and his.
Yeah, my whole take on the McGregor thing, I've told you this before. Listen, she partied for 2 days. There wasn't a bother on her for 2 days. The videos are there. And the video should be put out. I'm being honest with you, they should. I reckon, in my opinion, she was partying for 2 days. She went home. The fella knocked the bollocks over, and that's what happened. And this is where all this came from. I don't think he's guilty at all. And that's just my humble opinion. But listen, the evidence is there. And the way they're going on about Conor McGregor was done, he's a convicted rapist. He's not a convicted rapist. He wasn't done in a court of law. He was done in a civil court. The same way as Donald Trump was done in a civil court. Your woman E. Jean Carroll, 25, 30 years after it actually happened, she got $84 million off him from a corrupt judge. So, listen, it's all bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I'm being honest with you. Go on, that's my take.
Martin, do you want to roll in at all?
Sorry, Frank. Yeah. It's okay. No, Frank, I control that, so it's all the one. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. Whoever there, go on.
Yeah, well, look, we were going to say as well regarding the media committees and all the rest, that Paul has been voted as the AC Ireland First member over the media committee. He's the one of 12 Art
Oh,
Corliss.
lovely.
So that'll be going out on. You heard it here first again. Another an Irish column exclusive, Paul. Huh?
Congratulations,
I
Paul.
came when,
Thank you very much. Yeah, lovely. Brilliant.
That was a tough
I'm
debate, Paul.
in good company. I'm in good company, and anyway, you know,
Paul,
I'm in good company.
Paul, your job description will be with you shortly. It's 2.5 pages
Yeah,
long.
no problem. No problem. I've no problem. But I don't think we'll go with any videos there, to be honest with you. We had a guy in town today. Did you see the guy in town today? The guy from Galway. Have you seen this fella talking today? I'll just play it here now, and you can. This man has had enough. This is right. So have a listen.
Throat sliced by their Muslim fathers. Muslims are chopping the heads off gay men in Sligo. Muslims are chopping the heads off women in Limerick. But we can't speak up. We're called far right. Irish people are being driven into the ground, but we cannot even use our tongue. We used to use weapons to fight for ourselves and fight for freedom. Now we can't even use our voice. We use our voice, we're being called far right. We are not far right. We're just fucking right so far. We will not be gaslit by no British bastard, or no Brussels bastard, or no Free State bastard. We know what's going on in Ireland. The Islamists are here to ruin Christianity. They're here to rape our children, just like they did in England, mainland UK, where they raped 250,000 children. They're coming to Ireland, they're doing it now in Ireland now. So I say, stand up, speak up, do not be afraid of the government NGOs. 100%. We have no money, we only have our voice. Do not be afraid to use your voice against those paedophiles, because that's what they are. They're a bunch of paedophiles. Paedophiles! 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 Get out of our country! Islamists, paedophiles, trans ideology, get it out of our Christian nation!
Yeah, he's right. He is right. How am I hiding there? Sorry. But Jesus Christ, lads, we're up to 1,000 now already. It must have been when all the yous came on that everyone started tuning in. We are only up to 800 when...
Were you talking about that, how that went up north? I didn't see. I know
we
spoke
spoke about it for a minute. Listen, I'll be honest, Anthony, I don't want to get involved in it. I'm being honest with you. I really don't want to get involved in it because... Like we're already tarnished as being loyalists and everything else, and we weren't even up there last year. You know what I mean? So I'd rather not hit on it at all. It wasn't a great success. There was a lot more lefties there with our rainbow pride flags and the whole lot. And as we were saying, these Palestinians throw these people off buildings. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a rude awakening for them people. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very rude awakening.
Look, is it amazing? Like if. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry,
Paul.
yeah, I was going to say the Islamic problem can be solved and everybody can help. You start with the simple, one of the oldest things Irish people came up with when dealing with enemies: boycott. I say it every week: boycott, boycott, boycott. Do not use their businesses. No haircuts, no chippers, no phone shops, no nothing. Boycott their businesses. Number two, we need to start showing Sinn have started doing it, but more people need to get involved. We need a presence on the streets, wherever their pop-up mosques are. Or like that, we need men on the streets there. Eyeball these people. They won't look you in the eye. If anyone here trusts a man who won't look them in the eye, I certainly won't. They will look away. They will not make eye contact with you because they do not want you to see their intention, and their intention is harm. We need to planning objections. If there is, I was actually talking to somebody in the planning department in Tipperary, and petitions are no good. Getting 1,000 signatures are no good. You can't. You submitting that to the council is a waste of time. You must lodge an official planning objection. Each single individual must go in and lodge a planning objection. So go onto your local council website, go in and see if there's a mosque planned, and object to it based on the fact that this is a Christian country. This is not, we are not multicultural. This is a Christian country, full stop. It will not be discussed or debated. That's what we are. There should be 0 mosques in this country. People want to praise Allah or whatever they're into. That's fine. Go live in an Islamic country. There's no churches in the Islamic states. Okay, so why is there a double standard? As well as the boycott, you had the controversy with Brennan's and a few other products and school meals, etc., etc., etc. If it's halal, boycott it. Do not. Prime example: Bud Light. What happened in the States with Bud Light when they started pushing the trans ideology? A company was nearly destroyed. So the same thing needs to happen. If it says halal on it, do not buy it. If it's run by a Muslim, do not spend money there. And that must be done by every single Irish person who cares about their country.
You could stretch that, Martin, couldn't you? You could stretch. Gillette did an interesting ad. Man, we can do better. This toxic masculinity thing they ran with. I'd be saying anyone who endorses that ideology, even of toxic masculinity or pride flags inside there. You know what? I've already done it myself. I won't walk into a pub that has one. And there's pubs that have them all year round. I just don't need it. You know what I mean? I just don't need that political. Like, obviously, we're in the politics here, but I just don't need that nonsense involved. When you're trying to just go about your everyday life. And not only that as well. Like, when I go to extreme lengths, I won't drink Coca-Cola or Heineken or eat McDonald's because Bill Gates has a stamp and all that stuff. And I think he's the most wretched human being that walked the face of the earth. But you just boycott a little bit more. Maybe it doesn't just need to be Islam. It can be whoever is adopting this new world propaganda. We're all about communities. We're all about old Ireland, the way things should be. What do you want your future to be for your kids? Keep cash in your wallet. Keep the power in the people. I think it's essential.
Someone says they're boycott the GAA for entertaining it. And what I will say is they're still doing it in the GAA. Like there's I only found out a few weeks ago that there is people actually staying in Croke Park, migrants staying in Croke Park. My kids do.
Do you recall the trade employment fair that happened there a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
The racist trade and employment.
Yes.
Fair. No Irish need apply. No white people need apply.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring a little bit of context onto that in case someone hasn't heard of it.
There was a refugees only trade fair held in Croke Park, which an employment fair which excluded Irish people from meeting these companies to gain employment, which in itself is completely bigoted, racist.
And they were all for carers jobs. Carers in the HSE. That's what the jobs were, for carers. So, listen, it's crazy. The Japanese celebrated St. Patrick's Day better than the Irish did. Yeah, they did. Because there was barely any Irish at our parade. At least the Japanese had red shirts. But you only had to see it, the way they came around. Anyone that carried a placard was black. You know what I mean? Anyone. They were all black. You know what I mean? And that's what pissed me off. I don't go there anymore. So listen. Native Irish. Paul, I will have to meet up with you when we have everything together. The truth is shocking. God bless. No problem, Native Irish. Native Irish was on earlier on, and he was talking about he has loads of dirt on Sinn Féin, on councillors and giving backhanders and people selling their houses and getting the councillors, the Sinn Féin councillors, to get them a house 6 weeks after they got the house. So if he gets all that for me, we'll do a big exclusive here on this one. That's what we'll be doing.
Orla, you're
muted. Paul, I know we're. Sorry, Frank, do you want the last word there?
I think Orla's talking there, but she's muted.
Oh, yeah.
Orla, you're muted, hon.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, have we got time to play that Irish video? Because this is what we want to go back to.
No, we only have 2 minutes, Orla. We've only a minute.
We'll play two tonight. Yeah.
And I have to drop you all down now and do my little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Just wait down below for a couple of minutes and I'll be straight down to you.
Yeah, okay.
Tom McDonnell, thank you very much for coming on. We must get you on again next time we have no meetings, and we'll get you all on again and do a full show. Okay, Tom, I'll drop you down. I'll talk to you in a minute. Just wait down below there. Frank, I'm going to drop you down as well there. Just wait in the bottom of the studio there. Cheers, mate. Martin, thank you very much. Enlightening as always. Anthony, I'll drop you down because Orla's my co-host. And Orla, I'm going to drop you down. Okay, and I'll make myself bigger. And yes. Okay, people, it's the 2 hours has flown in and we've got to 1,042. Fair play to everyone who tuned in. If you can buy us a coffee, please do. Tune in again on Tuesday and Thursday night. And as we say every Sunday night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.